Good afternoon, everyone. We are lucky to have Miss Felicia Ah here to help us with our travel training today. Miss Felicia, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Thank
Hello,
you for
everybody.
helping us.
I am so excited to help you guys get through all this craziness that we call travel.
Hello.
Are you guys ready? It looks like it's freezing up a little bit. Hold on a second. Eric, I'm going to put you on silent.
They're saying that the YouTube is not live yet. Let me check it. Hold on.
Okay. Okay. Look, Bill says it is now.
All right, let's go.
All right, guys. Well, welcome to the training. I'm so excited that everybody was able to make it today. It looks like Mr. Hinton wasn't on yet. I hope he was able to get on at least the silent. Um, well, I wanted to first of all give you a little bit of background just so you guys are familiar with what I do. I've been doing travel prior to joining Vacation for about 10 years, and I've been able to kind of master the manipulation of travel, I guess you can call it. Um, I've started with Vacation in March and have been able to already generate a pretty substantial income in just a month. By August, I will have over $1,500 in commission, with more coming next year. So today, what I'm going to go over is just simple stuff. It's going to be just VAX, which I'm sure that you guys are all familiar with because you should have signed in prior to this so you can follow me. And then the other is Expedia. The reason I chose Expedia is because it's easy to work with. I mean, it's not too challenging. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and start the screen sharing, and I'm going to walk you guys through exactly how this is all done. Okay? So first we'll start with VAX. VAX is a very complex in layers. When it comes to the different types of travel that you guys can do. So when you're looking to book any type of trip, this one has one cool feature that I absolutely love, because we know that on air there is no commission for the most part. Well, with VAX Air, there is. With VAX, you're able to actually use, you can set, you see it right here, it says set your own commission. You can set your own commission pretty much across the board when it comes to booking travel on this particular site, which is kind of nice. Actually, it's not kind of, it is nice. So there's two different aspects when it comes to booking air. Um, if somebody's just going from one location to the next, they don't need a hotel, they don't need a car. This is the venue that you want to go through. And the reason why is because you're going to, most of the time, you're going to get the best prices. And second, you're going to be able to add a commission. Now, you can do this on, I personally work on getting the best prices I can. So if I find a cheaper price on another vendor, I'll absolutely use it. And that, like with Expedia, you'll still make money. It's just done a different way. So let's start with VAX Air. VAX Air, this particular one, these are published airs. Most of these people can see on their own already, but we want to try to book using these as much as you can for most domestic air. On the consolidator air, obviously it's for international because it says it right there, but you can also do domestic air as well. So you'll see the list of places that you can choose from through here, anywhere from, Billings, or wherever, just wherever you might be or wherever your client might be. You click through here, you find their location. This is where I'm at, so this is the closest airport to me. And let's say I'm going to do a pretend one. So let's say we're going to go to I don't know, let's go to Belize because it sounds fun. So we're going to pick the calendar, and we're going to pick a date, and you can either click how many days if you know they're going for 4 days, and it'll show the end date. If you know the end date, then obviously put it in, and you just click on the calendar, and then you're going to hit search. Now it may come, if it comes up with an error, it's because maybe there's not a flight that leaves from that particular airport. It does happen sometimes. So you want to see, what exactly it is. So now you can see these are all the flights that go from Newark to Belize. And the main thing is you want to ask your client how they feel about a layover, because in most times, you will have connecting flights. You obviously want to try to get them nonstop because most people prefer that. But if there's not a nonstop, say, do you mind a long layover, or does a short layover, you prefer that a little bit better? Some people like a little longer break simply because of the fact that anything can happen in life, and sometimes there might be delays in leaving and arriving, and they want to make sure they get the connecting flight. So those are things that you want to keep in mind. Now, if you look at the screen, you'll see it has different options. It shows you the search, it shows you the itinerary summary, how much it's going to cost per person, and the different flights that are available and additional search items. And you can pick, let's say somebody has a favorite airline, you can pick that and the number of stops and so on and so forth, the departure time and the departure and the returning arrival. But the key thing I want you to look at here is, yes, this is the bottom price right here. But then if you click on this, you'll see the commission. The commission on this is 0. So if you wanted to set it, let's say, you want to make 10% on this. So you want to make $120, right? You're going to click on this, put 120 in, and set commission. Now, some of it's going to be minused out because, of course, VAX wants to make money, which you can't say you blame them. So this is what your total gross, your total net commission would be on this particular airline, on this particular flight. You set commission, now it's set. Then you close the window, you'll see the increase go up on the other side, and there you go. So now you see how you can add your own commission on simply adding it in yourself. Hold on a second. Who's live? Who's on here? Can you mute yourself? Who's on here that's not muted? Thank you so much. Okay, so going back to this. All right, so you guys can see where there's the commission is put into place. It's pretty simple. The one thing that you can be assured of is that once you book this will not show. When you check out, we're going to do a pretend checkout so you guys can see the line by line of what your client is going to see. What your client is going to see is, you can print the itinerary, or you can, let's just do this. Let's see if it'll come up without me putting people in. Okay, so this is what they're going to see. There's some flights you can do a deposit, some you can't, but you definitely want to make sure that you're emailing this to your client so they know exactly how much it is. You can personalize this as well. I do this on every one of my clients. I put my own little 2 cents on that one. I put, thank you for choosing me as your travel agent. And I put my name in there and so forth. And then I email it out to them, and then they're good to go. So that's that. Now, going back to the air. If you look at the consolidator is going to take you to a different page. Now, on this particular one, the thing I like about this particular site is that, let's say you have somebody who just wants to go one way. This gives you that option. So you can do round trip, multiple city, as well as round trip. So we're going to do the same thing, EWR, that's my airport, and it's sad that I've memorized all of these ones. And we'll put SAN, because we're going to go to San Diego, and we want to go one way on the 31st, and it's one person because they're leaving the East Coast and going to the West Coast, they're saying the hell with it. It's cold out here and they want to go where it's sunny. So now you can see where they have chosen different ones that have different layovers. There's different ones that you can choose from. This one is obviously the shortest, so let's just pick this one, but you can see the difference in how it goes up in price. If somebody's being price conscious, let's just choose this one. If they're trying to leave at a certain time, this one leaves at 5 o'clock in the morning. That's the other thing that you want to keep in mind. So if we select this one, the same thing would come into play. You can add your commission down to the bottom. I always do percentage. So you can go, let's just go 10%. You'll click over here, and there you see your commission. It pops up on the bottom. Okay. So if you want to do, let's say you want to do $50. So you go 50, and you'll see it added in. So you can do it however you like. I usually do a commission based on percentage-wise, because I find that it's a little bit more fair. If I put $50 in, that's a pretty high commission. So it's $233. Even if I put 15%, it's still not a bad commission, you know. So you guys can play with that and learn how to add your commission. Just remember, and I can't stress this enough, when you're quoting a price, say, hold on, it's still processing, and figure out what commission you want to add to the bottom line, and then tell them the price. That's important. On any of these that you're working on, don't give them a quote until you know what your commission is going to be if you're adding it into the site. Okay, so let me see. Now, when we go back to VAX, let's go to the first page, which is the travel packages. Packages are, they can get a little tricky, and you know, don't ever get intimidated by them. The VAX has a lot of really cool features, and one of them is they have this first page. The first page kind of tells you about some of the specials they have going on, which is always great. So let's see, somebody's like, I want to go somewhere warm, okay, in the Caribbean. I'm looking to do maybe Mexico, or maybe I want to go to, you know, Dominican Republic, but I'm looking for all inclusive. Okay, that's fantastic. So what you can do is you can do by destination, you can do by package suppliers, or you can just go ahead and view all of the promotions that are available at this time. But you guys can play with that one on your own, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain to you what each of the vendors that are on VAX has. Because if you click on this, you'll see there's a vast list of all these different vendors that you can choose from. And each one of them has its own specialty. So the first one is the FunJet Vacation. Now the FunJet Vacations is a mixed locations, like you can go anywhere from Jamaica, Montego Bay, Hong Kong, Dublin, El Paso, Texas. Like, there's so many different places that you can go. So let's do a fake one. Let's go somewhere exciting. Let's see. Let's go to not Athens, Georgia. That's probably exciting for somebody who lives there, but not for, but let's say somebody does want to go there. It's not that big of a deal. So let's just pick one that's, let's go to Bali. Okay, and we're going to pick just one room, 2 people. If you have children, make sure that when you do put them in here, it's going to ask you for their ages. You're going to need to know that. If it's an infant, just leave it IN. You guys would click on this. We'll pick this one. We're going to stay for 7 days. And search. And sometimes it goes fast and sometimes it doesn't. See, now you might have this error come up, and if it does, it just means that maybe during that date there's no holiday, there's no hotels, or whatever the case may be. So in this particular case, we'll just pick a different location just because I'm trying to show you for the sake of showing you. So we will go to Charlotte. I'm sure Charlotte's got some spots going on. Okay, so you can see the different plate, the different prices, obviously. Now, let's say your client has a airline preference. Again, you would put that in here. If you want to see how much you're getting on this commission, if you were to book this particular one, you can click on this and you could see it. There's a whopping $32, but you could obviously change that from anything from either percentage or dollar. So you can change that if you wanted to. So let's just choose this one just for the sake of choosing it. And we're going to choose the same one because we want to keep it in the same price range. And now this is where you guys can tweak it, because maybe somebody doesn't want to stay at some nasty roadway in Concord. Maybe they have a preference on staying somewhere a little bit nicer instead of the Motel 8. So with that, you can put in the hotel name. So let's say we want to just stay at the Hilton Garden Inn. It'll give you the options of what hotels are around that area that are in that hotel family. You click on this. And now you see the Hilton has been put in here. The price is obviously jumped, but this is the hotel that your client is looking for. Now be mindful that when it comes to certain hotels, you need to be informed of whether or not there is resort fees and things like that, so you can keep your client completely informed of any surprises they may come into play. But in this particular one, let's just say for the sake of argument, this is what it is. Now, we have this all-in-one travel protection. This is something you want to ask your client if they want to add travel insurance. It's already put in here. They say no, just simply remove it and the price will drop. As you can see, back to $960. Okay, so you're looking at so you're not going to add that, but if they want to add a rental car, they can add a rental car through this as well. So you obviously going to look what kind of car you're looking for. You can pick the car that they're looking for. Maybe they have a certain company that they go through because they have a points card or rewards cards that they want to use. They can click on whatever one you want. So you adding this, which is obviously going to add to your commission. And now you've added a car. So the only other features would be the if you wanted to go to do a tour. So let's say they want to go somewhere. So they go on a Segway. That sounds kind of cool. All right. Would you like to go on a Segway? Because I have this opportunity for you. I can get you a great deal picking any one of these. Pick a date that you might want to go. They click it. Let's just say they pick this one. They're going to go on the 7th. Everybody's going. Select this item to go into the cart and then update cart. Now you see the per person price it looks like it's dropping, but it's not, because you're getting more bang for your buck. So now look at the commission. The commission is now a whopping $42, but we don't want that because that's not very much. So we're going to end up putting 10%. And if we put 10% and we set the commission, let's see if it goes up. It goes up a little bit, but let's say that's not enough either. So you can go 20%, and you're going to click on this, and you're going to see it go up to that. So you guys can change it as you want. Oh, it's supposed to be percent. Okay. So you'll see it go up. You guys can increase it as much as you want, up to, the key here is 30%. 30% is the maximum. Anything more than that, you're kind of ripping them off. So don't do that. So, and that's how this works. So what you're going to do is same thing. You're going to email print the itinerary. If you're just creating a sale and they don't necessarily want to book quite yet, you can do that as well. So you're just giving them the quote, or you can just do what I do and I email them this information and I let them know. If you want to do this, this is fantastic. If not, but this is the easiest way. Just email, print the itinerary, and send it over to them so they can pick and choose whichever one they want. Okay, going back to vacation packages. I hope I'm not going too fast, but I'm trying to get through this so you guys aren't on here forever. Okay, so going back to this, now we get the fun jet. Now the next is Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines, the key to going on some of these, if you want to make your life very simple, just know where some of these airlines go, because not all airlines go to every location. So Southwest Airlines only goes to certain locations and they'll only go where Southwest Airlines flies. So does that make sense? Absolutely, because you're not going to book with them if they're not going there. So you can see most of them were going there. There's a via, which means that they stop somewhere along the way. Let's just go to LA. And we're going to go on this date, and we're going to stay until this date. We're only going for a day. So again, you can see there's certain hotels that are already in here. If your client has a preference, you can obviously click that in the way I showed you earlier. Same thing applies if, let's say you choose this one. I'm going to do this one more time so you guys can see it. You pick this one because it's a returning flight. And you can see up here how much it's going to cost them. Again, the commission. You'll see it up here. You can change this, again, like I showed you. And that's pretty much how we do that one. As you guys continue through, you guys can see United. They are kind of unique in where they go. But they go from everywhere from the UK, Amsterdam, Greece, and a bunch of places in the United States. So you guys, if you want to play around with this is what you can do. Again, you're going to pick your date. On every one of these, you can always add a car, you can add insurance, you can increase your commission to make the most money. But again, you don't want to take advantage of your client, because the key is keeping your client and having them come back for repeat business. So, okay, so now with the Pleasant Holidays, this one is kind of cool because it offers Hawaiian vacations. A lot of people like to go to Hawaii, and this one specializes in the spots that are in Hawaii. So you definitely want to be able to, hold on a second, I'm sorry. Okay, you definitely want to use this one for your Hawaiian spots, just because it's going to offer you, you know, if you're not familiar with Hawaii, you want to be able to, oh my God, my phone is going crazy. Okay. All right, I'm gonna click this off because it's distracting me. Okay, so you guys, if you don't know Hawaii, this is a great way to get to know the main spots that are in Hawaii. I'm now getting versed in Hawaii a little bit. I have never been there. However, I plan to take a trip, and I will be shortly. So if you want to click a location in here, you're going to go ahead and click your location, pick a date, same thing. We're going to stay forever because it's beautiful. It's Hawaii. And it's going to show you the different locations in Hawaii. Again, you know, if you guys get a chance, I strongly recommend anybody who wants to do some of these destination spots to get to know these locations and what to do out there, because we have the opportunity to book excursions as well as a whole bunch of other things. You can get to know what the best deal is going to be to offer your clients the best and most amazing experience when they're going there. So you guys are going to see the flight is long from out here. I think it's like a 14-hour flight or something insane. But you would, same thing, you would pick your airlines. It's coming, this is your round trip. It's going to suggest hotels. You can see the hotels that they choose. These are like some of the best, I guess you can say, that are familiar, that most people are familiar with. Now, if you see here, it has the Disney Resort. On another training, I will go over the Disney. Disney offers some phenomenal vacations, and you might be able to get your client a better deal, not necessarily off of VAX, but maybe on the Disney side of our through your back office. Just go to Disney and you'll be able to register for that and get more familiar with the Disney stuff, because there's a lot of cool things for families. So you guys would pick your hotels depending on what they're looking for, where they want to be. If you're not sure about the hotels, you know, tell your client, look, I'm going to call you back, and get to know which one might be the best fit for them and their family. Again, you're going to click on here. If you want to see what your commission is, you can see it's 0. So you're going to set it however you're going to set it. So if you wanted to do 10%, obviously do the math and then put that number in, because this one only offers it by dollar amount. You don't go too crazy, because I know it's tempting. I know we all want to add like $500 commission, but no. The key is keeping your client. So moving on, if you guys continue on down, you'll see travel impressions. Travel impressions it goes mostly to Caribbean locations, but it also goes to like Egypt and Brussels. It's really more for leisure vacations. It's not really for day-to-day travel. So if somebody's looking for that, that's definitely a spot you guys want to touch base on. I'm not going to go through every single one of them. I'm just going to let you know what they're about. You guys can play with them a little bit when you have the opportunity. Alaska Airlines. Again, this is one of those ones that's very finite. It only goes to where Alaska Airlines flies to, but it has some really great deals if you guys are looking for places that they fly to. They fly obviously to Alaska, but they leave out of certain airports. So you definitely want to be mindful of that when you're looking at that one. Blue Sky Tours, that's all about Hawaii. Anything that has to do with Hawaii, they can show. Those tours that they can take you on. So if you're looking for a tour in Hawaii, you know, it's going to obviously take you to it's going to give you this straight to whatever island that your client is on. We're going to put in 10 days because why not? It's Hawaii. And you guys will see the different tours that this particular vendor has for us. So it's really a great avenue as far as being able to book things like this for your clients as well. So you'll see the flights are included. All right. And you'll see the different things, the different hotels and stuff, and they'll be able to include the tours as well. So you guys can play with that. Going back. All right, MGM Resorts. Now everybody, a lot of people I should say, want to go to Vegas. This is your place that you want to go to. If you want to go to Vegas or Reno or the Gulfport, those are the locations that this particular supplier will offer you. So you guys will be able to pick your best Vegas vacations going through this particular vendor. Moving on to the Palace. Whoops. Palace Resorts. Palace Resorts are it's Mexico, anywhere in Mexico. So, you know, if you look at the destinations of where they go, it's Mexico, all the places that people want to go to. So let's say they want to go to Cancun hotels. They're going to be chilling in Cancun for 10 days. So you guys can get an idea of the different resorts that are in Cancun that you can find directly with this particular vendor. Now, these are land packages, so that means that they're destination spots. So that's just for the hotel. It does not include the flight, I don't believe. So you guys would choose this one if this is where they wanted to go in Mexico. These obviously are luxury resorts, but they also are all-inclusive. So, you know, when you guys are looking at all-inclusive destinations, that's exactly what you want to do, is you want to try to find out your list and go only by the ones that are all-inclusive. You can have that option going through different vendors as well. So everybody is familiar, I'm sure they've heard of Sandals and Beaches. These are luxury resorts. They include the air. They go to all the Sandals destinations, and the nice thing about Sandals is that 90% of them are all-inclusive, if not 100%, I believe. You guys can pick and choose through those as well. When it comes to the next vendor, which is Showtime Nevada, this is really simple. If they need transportation from the airport and they, let's say they have a group, that'll give them the airport transfers. It'll also give them tours if they want to see anything that is Vegas or of that area. It goes from Anchorage, Alaska, Vegas, Palm Springs, Phoenix, San Diego, San Francisco, etc. So if people are looking for airport transfers, they can do private as well as shared groups, so they can get on their way when they're leaving the airport if they don't want to be hassled with a cab or they're not feeling comfortable dealing with cabs. Some people aren't in different areas, so you can always book that for them as well. Sun Country Vacations. Sun Country Vacations is it's very specific areas depending on where you're flying from. And the key to this one is that it's air hotel packages. It goes, I'm sorry, let me go back. The Showtime transfer and charter is Vegas only. I knew it was Vegas only. Sorry about that. The Sun Country is the one that it's pretty much like all very specific. I mean, if you're looking for sun or something different, I think this is the one that you would want to go to. It's a lot of California locations, Arizona, Vegas, Palm Springs, Anchorage, Alaska. There's like a lot of different ones you can see that you can go through. These are where they go. So you guys could pick whichever one that you're looking for on this particular vendor. Now, TNT powered by FunJet is kind of a different way of booking through FunJet. The only thing is it's only 3% commission, and that's an auto commission that's set already. So if maybe you're not good at setting the commission, you guys could always just use this one. It gives you the list, like I said again, where you could choose whichever locations and figure out if this one is going to be the best fit for where your client is going to. The next one is Universal. Universal, obviously in Florida. We're going to Orlando. They want to have a stay over there. They want a 2-park getaway. That includes their two parks that are down there. There's different ones that you can choose from. If you have somebody who is a Floridian, they can, you want to give them this because they're going to get a different price than somebody who's not. So you guys can play with that one as well. But this one is only for Orlando. It's only for that particular region. So that's something that you guys want to be mindful of. Vacation Express. This one is for those people who want a quick getaway. This one is for your all-inclusive hotels in certain parts of the Caribbean, Mexico, Dominican Republic, Costa Rica, St. Lucia, St. Thomas. So a bunch of unique spots throughout the Caribbean and Mexico. You guys can pick and choose on this one, but this one's a great way to go if you're looking for an all-inclusive and you don't want to search around to different ones. Okay, so and if you guys want more schooling on all of these, you can go here. It kind of gives you an idea of what the packages are, and I cannot stress this enough. This is important. If you guys are looking to get your client the best deal, look for view all promotions, because sometimes you're going to get some really amazing deals, like maybe 30% off, or maybe they get cash when they arrive, or whatever the case may be. So you'll see, they can get $100, save up to $100 a booking, $500 a booking, 30% off, plus they get $50. So go through this before you book your client. You can pick your supplier. You guys should get familiar with these and then go from there. These are all the promotive. These are agent incentives. So if we have somebody who wants to, you can do this. So just get familiar with learning all these different things that are in VAX. VAX has a lot of things to offer us. So I'm going to move on now to Expedia. Expedia, this is what it looks like when you first start. Hold on a minute. You're going to go to your hotels. If you guys, this is to me the easiest for people that are unfamiliar with travel. It's user-friendly. It's very simple. The key that you always want to make sure of is that you see travel agent affiliated program on top, because that makes sure that you are signed in as your travel agent. Your name should be there. I have a scratch pad with I clean out all the time because I'm always looking for somebody to take a trip. This little thing right here, it's kind of important, and the reason why is because sometimes you might get an alert that a price has gone up or down. I've had prices go up on me in a matter of seconds. So it's important to make sure that you guys are staying on top of rising prices and things like that. The one thing I can tell you that's important to tell your clients is that when they're booking travel, they definitely want to be mindful that 2 weeks prior is the best time to do it. If you know, or longer, obviously. You can't book up to, I think it's about 9 months before they want to leave. Like if somebody's going on a cruise and you're trying to book their flight, you want to do it as soon as you can. But usually 6 months is the best time, because anything closer, then you might not get a proper connection or the best price. But let your clients know, gas prices go up, so do flights, so does everything. Everything will rise with the prices of you know, if the economy is changing. So let your client know, as soon as you can book, let's get this booked for you so you can save the most money and be able to have the opportunity to get to your destination without any issues. So the same thing with flights. This one you can do. I had a client recently that had multiple destinations. So if you click on multiple destinations, they were going from Montego Bay, well, let's just say this one, and they wanted to come to New York. So we'll put JFK. They wanted to stay in JFK for 2 days. So it was two, let's just say 2 people. And then their flight was leaving from JFK. And they were going to India. For those of you who know me, know that this flight was definitely challenging for me. But they're leaving on the 24th. So you can change the date. And then they're leaving from Delhi and going back to, oh, why is it not showing? Sorry. They're going back to New Zealand, and they're leaving on, they'll just say the 20th. And that's it. And then you just get results. And now it's going to show you the multiple, oh, okay, well, it's not going to show you. But if you go through this and it gives you an error, it's probably because they don't go there. Or let me just find something more simple. Sorry, guys. We'll just go from SFO to New York, and from New York to, let's just go San Juan, and then from San Juan they're going to go back. And they're going to go back to SFO. Okay. Hopefully this one won't give me a glitch. So let's say they wanted to stay in New York for a couple days before they went on. They're visiting family, or they just wanted to see New York. That's an option for them. So we say, look, I can hook you guys up with a flight. You want to visit family for a couple days, or just want to chill in New York. And then you can also do this as a package as well, to where you can create it. So if they wanted to do a 2-day staycation, maybe in New York, they can do that. Now this one is a little trickier when it comes to how you get your commission, and I'm going to show you that. I have booked on this particular site over $882.83. That's how much is eligible. That's how much I'm getting in commission. So it's not a huge amount of money, but I say something is better than nothing. You know, again, the key thing is that you want to get your client the best deal. So hotels, same thing. If you have somebody who's doing a staycation, let's say you have somebody who was like, look, I need to go on vacation, but I really don't have money. So let's just say they're going to do it in New York, and they want to stay in New York for those 2 days. And that's all they want. They maybe they live in New York, or they live drivable to New York, and they want some place to stay in New York that's not too, that's not going to kill their budget. So, all right, well, for the weekend, we're just going to say it's leisure. And for the weekend, they're looking for a hotel that's a certain amount. Let's say we're going to do the Palace. Why not? We're going to stay at the Palace. Well, actually, no, I'm going to show you this one, the Radisson, and I'm going to explain to you why. So you choose this one. And the reason why I'm showing you this one is because of this. ESR, or EEM booking. This is a great way to get your client to book with you, and this is why. You can pay this online, this amount or this amount at the hotel. Hold on just a second, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, so if you guys look at this, this gives them the option to either pay now or pay later. Either way, you're still going to be able to book the hotel without losing it. Like maybe they don't have the money right this second to book it. So it's always an option to be able to do that. Now, when you're going back to the hotels and packages, this is another option. You guys can do the same thing. You can book the flight and hotel. You can ask them if they want a car. Let's say they just need a flight and a car because they're going to go visit family. There's a lot of different ways to do it. And this gives, and let's say they only need, I'm going to show you something that's kind of a cool feature. So they're coming from SFO, coming to New York. Now let's see, they're going to stay until here. But they only need the hotel for a certain amount of time, because they're going to be staying with family for for a little while. Maybe they don't want to stay the entire time because of whatever reasons. So you're going to choose this, and this is going to give you the option to choose whether or not they stay in the hotel for the entire time or not. Which, I think this is kind of a nice feature, because let's say you're having a family reunion, or you're going to go stay with family for some time, and then you're going to be moving around because you actually want to have a vacation besides chilling with your family, or your client wants to stay with other people. This gives you the option here. They can choose, let's just pick the Marriott. Thank goodness my computer's working, because sometimes I have problems on this particular site. So you're going to pick the room. And then you're going to pick the flight. Now, give your client the option if they want to do an overnight flight. It saves them some money, and they can not have to pay, instead of paying the 6 nights, or paying 7. So if this is something that's an option for them, just let them know this is an option for them. But most of these flights are going to be overnights, because anytime you see a minus, most of the time it's going to be an overnight flight. California to here, there's a time difference as well. So let's say they choose this one, and we're going to just hit the 0, and we're going to put it together. And I want you guys to get comfortable and do little mock things like this to make it as easy as possible for you. Now you'll notice on this one, it says good news, they found a better rate. That means just in that moment that you were on the computer, the price went down. That's how quick it can happen. So, you can be mindful of that. If they wanted transportation, this is something that is an option as well. And these are the things that you want to look at. I tell anybody that's coming to New York, get this, the New York Pass. And the reason why is because they can see all the sites that they would want to see for one low price. And you get commission on this as well. So, money made is money made. You want to try to suggest as much as possible when you guys are looking at booking any kind of transportations, whether it be hotels alone or the packages. This is just something to think about. Now, if somebody just wants to rent a car, this is also an option as well. They can just rent a car. Let's say somebody just had a car accident, God forbid, and they need a car, you can help them find one. Even if they have insurance, you can still book it through this, and then when they get to this, once you book a car, you don't pay for it until you get there. So it's another way for you guys to make commission, even if the insurance company is paying for it. Always options. I'm always about making money. So cruises you guys can do on here. If you guys are interested in booking cruises through here, this is another option. Let's say that they want to do one for next year. The only thing is with doing it this way, sometimes the prices on here are not as great as you can get straight through the vendor. And I'll be quite honest with you, the vendors pay more in commission than they do on this particular site. However, if you find the price cheaper on here, obviously you want to go with that. So you guys can play with this as well. The things to do site, you guys can see there's gonna be a few places that you guys can use to be able to get. Okay, let's just pick a week. So we're gonna search for things to do. Now you see where you can book all these things for your clients. And if you look at all the places in New York, they can add up, which is why I suggest the New York Pass. The New York Pass is going to be this. So, and it gives you a certain amount of time, and they can see all kinds of stuff. And, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you guys can look at. Okay, deals are another one. Deals, you obviously want to look at deals because you want to try to save your clients as much as possible. You'll see that there's last minute deals and all these other deals that you guys can check out. If you have a client that is looking to go somewhere and they're looking to go kind of immediately, this is an option if they want the hotel only, for example. And then the other thing is that, if anybody signed up for Expedia, you guys know that there's rewards. Now, one of the things that's nice, I'm getting points on other people's bookings. So these are the points I have now. These are the points that I have coming to me just from booking on this. And with these points, you end up getting stuff. So you can get, the list is endless. Like the possibilities are crazy. So you guys can definitely look at things like this and see what kind of things you have available to you. And of course, there's the mobile app that'll tell you you can do all this stuff on your phone as well. Yeah. So with that all being said, we are going to open it up for questions. And I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions that you guys would love to task me. So please feel free to ask me any questions that you like.
Felicia, I would like to know, like just now when you were playing around with all those packages and putting them together, there's no commitment there because you didn't click on book, or how will we make sure that we're not making a mistake when we're playing around in there?
Okay, that's the key there, is that when you are, you can't book it without a name and a credit card. So you can play. Let me go back and I'll show you. That's a great question because, I don't want you guys to end up finding your credit cards being billed thousands of dollars.
Right, right.
So let's go back to the packages, okay? So we're just going to do the same one, the SFO. It's really sad that I've memorized a lot of these, but okay, so we're going to go here. We're just going to get results. Yeah, I'm trying not to keep you guys on here for 10 hours, so that's why I was trying to go as quickly as possible. So I apologize if that's why I left enough time on the backside so you guys can ask all these questions, because I want you to be clear before you guys dive in.
While we're waiting for that to load, I also would like to know how would you be able to view the actual, like for instance, there where it says the Peninsula New York. Could you just click on that to actually see the amenities there, or what?
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
So let me show you.
All right.
It'll show you.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So you can see it's gorgeous hotel. It is a gorgeous hotel, by the way. I've walked by it many, many times. But you can see the different style rooms. You're gonna pick whichever. Let's say your client is traveling with people, and they obviously don't want to sleep with each other. So
right.
you're gonna pick, a bed with a sofa. or a 2 queen bed. This one doesn't have it. Well, let me see. It might have it. Let's see. No, this one doesn't have it. This one only has king size beds, which is fabulous. And that's the other thing that you want to consider is that if you're booking a client that has, maybe they're going with friends, they don't want to sleep together, you know.
No.
So that's another option. Is just something to think about. Is that if you're booking something like that, you want to definitely have, that in place. So let's say we choose this one. We're just going to choose this one for the sake of choosing it. Now, the thing that you, on Expedia, the price you get is the price okay? But you have to make sure you tell them this is per person. It includes taxes and fees, but it's a per person.
Okay, and that's like an all-inclusive too, right?
This one is not. This is just a hotel.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so, whew. Would I be staying at the Peninsula for that amount of time for that much money with my flight? Absolutely not.
No,
But,
maybe next year. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We'll just have, we'll just go and chill and sip pina coladas from somewhere. But you guys would, let's say you're going to select this one, so you're going to minus out the $70. We're going to hit this one because we don't want to add any money. And now we're putting the package together. There is your total.
Oh,
This
wow.
is the price you're going to quote your client. Now, one of the things, again, you want to make sure that you're explaining to your client is, let's say the Peninsula has a resort fee. You want to make sure you know that stuff. Okay, hold on a minute. I have people asking me questions via chat. Okay, hold on a minute. Okay, so if you have somebody who is, sorry, hold on a minute. Let me see if I can. There we go. Go. I have to go to silent. Okay, so if you, let's say somebody's asking for, on this one you can't do, you know how the other one you could do the, you could email the itineraries to somebody? On this one you can't. This one, what I personally do is I do a copy and a paste because I want them to see it in live. Like, because you're not going to see my commission anyway. So you would do this.
Okay, and that's
Send it over to them and like copy it, and then you put it in an email. And then that makes it a little bit easier for you, for you to do it, and they can see it and what it's exactly entailing. They can see
do the pictures show up at that point, or would you have to actually send them a link to that to be able to view all that?
No. If you do what I just did, you do the copy.
Yeah.
And you paste it. It's
Yeah.
gonna show up exactly like that.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So it'll like if I don't want to put it in chat. Ooh, that was trippy. We just went into a weird little box. Okay. So
I made you presenter. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So when you're does that answer your question?
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you. And I'm gonna let other people ask questions now. I appreciate that. Thanks.
No problem. No problem. All right. Anybody else?
Yes, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is Shamika. I have a question in regard to itinerary. So for this with Expedia, I don't see or have not seen an option to send an itinerary prior to actually booking, unless I missed that. And being
okay. Yes, I just said it, but it's okay because I'm glad that you're on. What it is you're going to copy and paste it. So I'm going to go back to it. Can you see the screen?
I can see it now. I was kind of going through some sort of a...
It's all right. It happens. Okay, so remember, this is your per person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to click on it go through it real fast so we can catch up. And once you click on this, it's going to give you your total price. So I'm just going to click on it until we get to where we're going. All right, it's putting the package together for me. Okay, so this one again, this is your total package. You're going to highlight it, copy, and paste. Put it in an email and send it on its way.
Mm.
Because it's going to do it exactly like this. And the reason why I tell people to do it like this on this particular site is because it makes it it makes it so it's more real time. Okay, so you understand? Because people want to see what it is. And look, the price went down. So you can even tell your client, look, my prices just went down while we were talking about this. But you got to act now because prices can change in a matter of a moment. This price that I'm sending you, the key to it is just so you know is I can't guarantee the price won't change by the time you book. The price could go up or down. This is an estimated quote, and the possibilities that it may change, it can happen in a matter of seconds. So you want to try to get them to book as soon as possible. Does that make sense, Tamika?
It does. Yes, it does. Thank you
All
so much.
right. So, the key to this is making sure that you understand how to present it to your client. One of the things I let all my clients know is I always will offer them travel insurance, and I'll almost insist upon it when they're traveling abroad, simply for the fact that your health insurance does not cover you when you're abroad. So if you are in Dominican Republic and you break your ankle, guess what? Now you are stuck paying that doctor whatever they're going to charge you for that particular flight. I mean, for that particular injury. So,
Felicia, I believe Mr. Bill had some questions.
okay, Bill, go for it.
Well, the main thing I was curious about, what do you see it's better to use VAX or to actually go on to the individual vendors' website, like for doing the bookings as far as like for land packages? I know cruises seem to be better from what I've seen to go to the vendor's site, but like for land vacation packages, would it be better to go to FunJet or somebody like that, to their site, or is it better to use VAX or Expedia?
Well, the key here is I'm about trying to retain my clients, so I will work with either vendors simply because of the fact that I'm trying to get them the best price. You're going to make money on the Expedia side as well as on the VAX. It just depends on how much money you intend on making.
Okay.
You could see through what I posted up. When you see what I booked almost $900 in bookings, and I'm making $71. Am I making $1 million on Expedia? No. But guess what? I have clients that are going to be coming back to me because I got them the best deal.
Right.
And maybe next time I'll throw them on VAX. Like I booked on VAX. I'll give you an example. I just recently did a VAX trip. I had somebody who had a complicated travel plan where they were going from one location and then they had people coming back with them and they wanted to make sure they were on the same flights. And so I did her round trip, and then I had to make sure that I had the airline number for the flight number to put her friends that are coming back with her on the same flight. So it does tend to, you have to play with it. I still, on that particular deal, it was the flight and everything ended up being a $2,025.28 deal, and I made $264 on that particular commission. So, you can make some money, but it just really depends on how you manipulate the system. I think that the key is just understanding the dynamics of picking the right package for your client.
Right. Let me ask you this: like when you're in VAX and you say you add in, say, 20%.
Right.
So that total commission of the whole package deal, say, was $234.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're going to send. Is that the amount of money they're actually going to send to Extreme, or is it a percentage of that they send to Extreme? Then we get 75% of that.
Well, see, this is the part where it gets a little tricky because all my vacation plans are not they haven't happened yet. So I haven't gotten that check.
Okay.
But as soon as I do, I will let you know. My
Okay.
understanding is we get 75%. We are
Right. And I'm just
certified
curious.
travel agents, so we would get 75%, which is the bulk of it when we get paid.
Okay. So like if it shows on there, say $400 in commissions total for everything, insurance, cars, whatever, all added together, that's how much they're going to send over to Extreme. Then we should get 75% of that, basically. If I
Absolutely.
understand.
That's the
Okay.
way I understand it. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, I had a client recently that needed a last minute flight, and I went through VAX, and I saved him over his flight he was looking at was like over $600, and I found it for $400. But he gave me the wrong billing information when it came to his credit card, so I had a problem getting him to go through VAX. Long story short, I asked him that I found it again through another vendor, but that I was not going to be able to add my commission or any sort of payment for my service, and he paid me through through PayPal.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I mean, I didn't only charged him $25. I wasn't trying to make $1 million on the guy, because
Yeah.
guess what? He just booked with me again.
Have you ever used any of the other vendors back there for air, like GoFlight or anybody like that?
I have not. I've looked at it. I just didn't. It wasn't something that I was like, "Woo, this is exciting." I like their plans. I like their deals. I haven't found anything that really just said this is the greatest deal I'm going to get from my clients.
Yeah.
Not saying that they don't have them, just saying that I didn't see it at the time that I was looking for a particular flight. So the key, honestly, if you're looking in your back office and you want to see the best prices, you want to just honestly check them out. Let's see which ones are going to give you the best deal and go from there. You know, with me, longevity is more important than making money. I want to make money, obviously, everybody does. That's why we're in this business, because we love travel and we love money. But you want to make sure that you have repeat clients.
Right.
You know, I have a
My
client.
main thing is,
Go ahead.
thing I'm trying to do is build up more of a group client base, like with cruises, like churches, groups, which I've got several contacts now to contact when I get ready to start doing this, because of Carnival doing the
$70 per room for a 7 day.
no, Ron, what is the word I'm looking for? Where they help the churches make money and stuff. I'm going
Yeah,
blank
it's a fundraiser.
here. Sorry.
Fundraiser.
Yeah, the fundraisers.
Yeah,
Carnival does that, and I think there's another one I saw, FunJet or somebody does one too, or Sandals, somebody does it for land. But that's something I want. That's the area I wanted to specialize in, was group stuff, because I know you can make a lot better commissions and you can book a lot of stuff all at one time. And like I said, I've been networking. I've got a few contacts built up on churches and a couple other organizations, and you know, when I get ready to present it to the people, I just got to get more training on this stuff. That's why I was curious as to which way is better, to go through the vendors themselves or go through VAX, because I noticed playing around like through Carnival, looking through their stuff, then going through VAX, looking at it, it seems like Carnival's got a better price and the commission rate's better.
Well, let me explain to you something. I'm putting together a cruise right now for a fundraiser. I wanted to do something to give back to the veterans, so I found a veterans group that was looking to raise money, and the long short of it is that I'm allowing them to pick from 1 or 2 cruises. One of them is Royal and one of them is through Carnival. I've contacted Carnival and Royal, and let me explain. This is something that I must say I love about them, is GoCCL as well as Royal will guide you along the way and help you as much as you need. I am getting ready to book a 100-cabin fundraising cruise for this particular organization. And with that being said, I'm looking at making, because that was my minimum. I said, if you really want to make any kind of substantial money, this is the way to go. And they will make a substantial amount of money, but I will too. But the thing is that I'm looking to make approximately $35,000 on that deal. Now, am I going to keep $35,000? No, and I'm going to explain to you why. Because the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to give back. So I'm taking $10,000 of my commission and donating it back to the organization. They don't know that yet, but this man has already expressed interest in booking um, semi-annual cruises. So do the math on that.
Yeah. That's one I'm looking at is Wounded Warrior Project. They got an office here in Dallas, and I've been talking. I just happened to run into one of the vets at a deal here because I'm ex-military too, and I ran into one of the guys at a place we were having a big union hall raising money for the local vet group here in Dallas, and just kind of threw it out there, and they were like, "Yeah, we're always looking for a way to make money, and people love to travel." He goes, "When you get the stuff together, call me." He goes, "I would love to set something up for you, especially it's for Wounded Warrior for." And I know Carnival does it. I've called them, and they do have accessible for like, vets that are in people in wheelchairs, things like that. They said just call us and give us all the specifics, and we can do it. Oh, okay,
So,
that I didn't know.
why don't you and I touch base on the side, and I can get together with you and help you along the way on that. Because I want to make sure we have room for other people's questions. But I definitely will get with you and help you with this.
Okay.
It's a phenomenal way to make some serious money. Loretta, I see you have a question. I don't charge. Her question is, I was wondering if you charge people to research a trip for them. If so, how do you approach that? Me personally, I don't do that because that's just my personal preference. I know some people that do. I just wouldn't do it. I mean, I don't know how else I could explain that. I mean, to me, that's a personal choice. If you want to charge somebody to give them a quote, you could. It's just not something I would do.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious because I've got like numerous, just untold amount of people that are calling me or messaging me and saying, what could you find for me for, next year in Miami or whatever? Or what can we do in Panama City? And I'll look and find them something good and email them quotes and things like that. And I never hear anything back from them. So, I just wasn't sure if that was something that made it feel more professional or why I feel like I'm wasting a lot of time looking and then never making any commissions,
Well, one of the things that I learned with my trip that I was trying to book for India is spend minimal amount of time, give them a basic quote, try to get them the best deal, of course. But I spent 3 weeks on this trip, and this woman came back to me and told me that she found a flight from Montego Bay to New York and to India, leaving on three different times. It was just a very complex trip. Her husband was coming back one day, and her son were coming back another. And she said, "Oh, I found it for $1,780." And the lowest I found it for all three of them was $6,500 total.
Oh, wow.
Which is amazing. But the thing is I honestly told her very politely, I said, "You know what, that's an amazing deal. You should really jump on that." Because the lowest I can find you is $6,500. And the sites that she was telling me that she found these flights on were $7,100.
Oh, wow.
So I let her go. And that was fine. But I spent 3 weeks on it. And I said, never again will I spend that much time. If you want to book,
you just need to limit my time, Margaret. Is that what I should do?
What was that?
Just limit my time on what I'm actually looking for.
Absolutely,
and looking for
because your time is money.
Okay, gotcha.
Absolutely, because you do not want to spend that much time on anybody doing that. So let me see. Hold on. We have a question over here from Shamika.
Yes. My question is in regard to the condo and resort travel accommodations.
Mm-hmm.
One, how much can you upcharge? Even though I know that as travel agents we get the wholesale, and we're presented with the retail price.
Mm-hmm.
Can we charge as much as that retail price? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm not sure if I don't know how you would charge them. Do you know what I mean? Like when you're billing them, you're billing like I charge them as I'm booking it.
Yeah, I think that's my confusion as well, because when I was presented with the information in regard to condos and resorts, it was presented to me in such a way where at the travel party they mentioned that, with condos and resorts, you're presented with the wholesale price, but you can charge them more and then take the difference of that. But my thing is, like, at checkout, whose payment information do you use then? They would only be charged the retail price. And if you charge them more, is that like a separate invoicing?
Okay,
It
this
seems like so confusing to me, like, and I don't want people to think like I'm trying to
take advantage.
rip them off.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay. So this is the way I understand the whole concept behind that is on the family condos and resorts that we get, you can resell them. And in that instance, I believe it goes to your PayPal. You pay for it, and then they pay the difference.
That's my question. Okay. Get
So
it. Got it.
you pay for it because ultimately, that's the only way I would know how to do it. Unless you wanted to sit there and say, well, part of it has to be paid. That this is your deposit, and then this is how much the balance is, and it has to be paid to this account.
Okay, that's
That way as well. I mean, it gets a little tricky because again, you don't want to seem shisty.
Yeah,
right.
and that being said, whose name do you put that in at that point if you're actually paying for it? How does that work?
Now, the way that you would work that is you would make sure that beforehand, if they're committed to paying for it, you get their name and their information and book it under them, and then have them pay for it first, and then you pay for it.
Say that again.
Okay. So let's say Joe Smith wants to purchase the condo in Mexico for the time period that it's set for. And you're like, awesome. All right. So this is how you're going to pay for it. You're going to go to, the PayPal, and you're going to set up the thing, and he's going to pay you whatever you're charging, and then you're going to pay for it on your end, putting his information in. That's how I would do it. If I was to do it, that would be how I would do it.
Okay.
Because it just makes sense. You want to make sure the money's in your hands before you buy it, because then you're just stuck.
But would they get a receipt once they get there and know how much you marked it up?
See, that's the funny thing, is that with VAX, I had a very strange situation. At first, I don't know if they have. I don't know if they would tell you how much the resort is, because if you look at the resort when you go there, like if you were to book the particular resorts that are on there, like the Rue or something like that, the prices on that resort is crazy high. That's a very elite and very nice resort. So you could, I don't think that they would be looking at how much it was actually paid for. You send them an invoice of exactly how much it was, and you create an invoice on your own and send it to them. That would be my suggestion. They're not going to get an invoice for how much you actually paid for it from the hotel.
They won't when they go to check in.
No, because you're going to have a book. They're going to have the confirmation. That's all they need. And you can specifically call the hotels and let them know, look, I don't want my client to see any other prices other than what I quoted them. And they're going to respect you as an agent.
Okay.
Because I just did one not too long ago. So not a condo, but that would be my suggestion.
If anybody on the silent link has any questions, put it in the chat, and I will I'll ask for you, and Felicia can answer.
I know this is a lot of information to come at you at once, and I really, really hope that this has been super helpful. I have tried to answer as much as possible, going through each individual vendor. If you guys have suggestions on what you want to learn next, just inbox me on Facebook, and I will try to put together a presentation when I come back from my trip to California. I'll be gone for about 10 days. I'll still be available, but I won't really be doing any stuff.
Okay, Miss Felicia, I think that we're ready to close out. We sure do appreciate you taking the time out of your Saturday to teach us. We do have one question. Hold on. No, Loretta Loretta said this was so much help. So much help. Thank you, Felicia.
Oh, you're very, very welcome. I'm glad I could help everybody. I mean, I see, Shamika, you have another question. Okay, hold on, I'm reading it.
Since
You
we
can,
have
you
access
can.
to
I'm
VAX,
sorry.
was the
I was on. Okay, I unmuted myself. I'm sorry. So VAX Access gives us access to a plethora of different vendors. However, I've gone to the FunJet website specifically, and I asked myself, well, what's the purpose in accessing FunJet separate from VAX? Like, what exactly does that? How does that benefit me as an agent? What do I get with that? As opposed to just going through VAX and utilizing all the supplies that they have on that portal.
Okay, well, just like with anything, knowledge is key. I mean, I've become certified. I've started becoming certified in Disney because Disney is extremely extensive in their training, which is amazing, but it's long. I've become a Royal Caribbean specialist, so I've gotten to know about their cruises and what they have to offer. So I think becoming certified in anything is just going to be beneficial to you. We offer so much training within the company, and becoming certified in anything is going to make you a master at your craft. That's the best way I could put it. It's just going to give you more knowledge, and knowledge is key to anything and everything that you do.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We have a couple that are wanting to do cruises next, especially book groupings.
I got you guys on that one. The key, again, I could tell you this, is I spent an entire Saturday, and I mean an entire Saturday, doing the training for Royal Caribbean. Take the time and get your certifications in these, in these particular things, especially those of y'all who want to cruise and want to learn about booking cruises. I'll be honest with you, Royal Caribbean site is a lot more user-friendly than Carnival, but not to say that it can't be done. I will get you guys on point once I come back, I think, from my family trip. So it'll be sometime in June, maybe the end of June, that we could probably try to schedule something again. As far as getting the cruising webinar together. Bill, your question with the vendors, if you're gonna go with Go CCL is Carnival. I mean, they're good. Royal, I prefer the Royal site. You're gonna make the same commission either way. So commission is great when you're booking cruises. So that I will tell you, you're gonna make 16% as the minimum on those. And the cruising, as you all know, the reason why people like booking cruises is, one, they're easy, and two, they are you're gonna make some money on them. But you want to be able to have as much information on being able to book every kind of travel, not just Carnival, not just Royal, not just whatever cruise line that you're looking at. I just think that you want to be able to be more general. So if anybody comes after you, the money is going to be falling in your pockets regardless. Okay.
Okay, so he says especially looking for fundraising cruise programs. Okay, thank you. Mr. Cruz said, awesome information, Felicia. Thank you so much. Very good starting point for us. And Loretta said, I graduated from College of Disney Knowledge. So we truly appreciate you. We appreciate each and every one of you being here. The YouTube link will be able to be watched again. So make sure that you have the silent link so you can go back and rewatch and let that be a tool that you use when you're booking or whatever.
All
so
right,
we hope everyone has a blessed.
Sorry, go ahead.
We hope everyone has a blessed Saturday, and I'm going to turn it back over to Miss Felicia to close it out.
All right, guys. Just thank you so much. I appreciate everybody coming out, both on the live as well as the silent. I hope that this has been a help to get you guys kick-started. I want to see us as a whole making money, no matter what team you're on, no matter what you're doing. We're all under the same company. I know some of you are from different ones, and I really appreciate everybody coming out. I'm glad I was able to put this together for you guys, and thank you, Christy, for helping me put it together. I'm still a little new at doing some of these things, but I'm really glad that y'all were able to come out and put it together for us all. You know, if you guys have any further questions, please don't hesitate to hit me up on my Facebook page, and I'll help you with anything that I can. And with that being said, thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon, and don't forget to book those travels.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And we're stopping the broadcast.